Welcome back, and thanks for joining us. I'm Courtney.
I'm Kenneth.
And this is From Launch to Legacy, where we talk about everything it takes to start and run a small business. This week is a little bit different because we are on part 3 of a 5-part series on mental health. Last time, we talked about imposter syndrome and fear of failure and when regular business stresses become too much. So today we're going to talk about managing difficult situations and protecting your reputation. As always, there's free resources on our website that correspond with every episode. There's also guides and checklists and extra goodies on there. Our website is www.havensconsulting.com, so go get those. Before we begin today's episode, a quick but important note. While we work with business owners every day and understand entrepreneurial stress firsthand, we are business consultants, not licensed mental health professionals. What we're sharing today comes from experience working with other business owners and general wellness strategies. It is educational, not medical or psychological advice. If you're really struggling, if stress or anxiety is overwhelming, or if you're having thoughts of self-harm, please don't wait. Call or text 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, available 24/7, or reach out to a qualified mental health professional. There is a link to the Mental Health and Wellbeing Guide for Entrepreneurs in the show notes. It has practical ways to protect your mental health, resources for mental health, and information on where and how to get help, as well as a list of organizations that help business owners for free. Your mental health is your most valuable business asset. Help is available and recovery is possible. All right, let's get into it. Managing difficult situations and protecting your reputation. So I think this eventually affects everyone,
Probably.
right? If you have any kind of public face, you are going to get a bad review or have a difficult client, or someone's going to spread misinformation about you, right? The question isn't if that will happen, it's how you respond.
Yep.
So your response determines whether the experience strengthens or weakens your business. So negative feedback hits different when you're an entrepreneur, right? Versus if you just work for a company, because your business is personal to you. Like, it feels like an attack on you, not just the work you're doing.
My blood pressure's going up thinking about a specific situation.
Yeah. I mean, they really get you, right?
Yeah. It's the emotional response is real.
Yeah.
Especially when you know it's not true. Mm-hmm. The person that's saying it is actually, they're doing things that are not appropriate.
Yeah.
Outside of falsely reviewing you, but
yeah.
And so you're going to have an emotional response.
Yeah. We all have conflict, right? With our families and our friends, coworkers, bosses, employees, anyone that you deal with. At some point, you may have conflict with them. What sets you and your company apart is how you respond to that. Now, that seems cliche, right? But things become cliche because they're true and they work, right? Or people wouldn't continue to say them. So the time to start thinking about how to deal with conflict is not when you're in the middle of a crisis.
No.
This works for your business, your marriage, your children. You want to talk about how to fight before you fight.
Proactivity in any situation is better than reactivity.
Absolutely. So you know how I like acronyms, right? Is that right? Acronyms?
Yep.
So today we're going to talk about the HERD method. So when emotions are high and logic totally shuts down, this is a roadmap that helps you pause, empathize, and respond. So that, just like you said, that you are not reacting, but you are strategically taking action.
Yeah, because again, that emotional response is real and valid, but it's not what you need to be using to make your response.
Yeah, absolutely. So this the herd method can be used for any communication, in person, email, phone, social media. While we're going to focus on external clients, this can also work with employees or contractors. So the first one is halt.
Mm-hmm.
That one's pretty easy. You just stop. Make sure that your initial reaction is strategic and it's not you freaking out.
Yeah. Yes.
So take a breath. Always take some deep breaths. Anytime that you feel anything, I say stop, take some breaths. Step away from the situation if possible. Gather the facts and avoid responding when your emotions are high. Don't type angry. Don't immediately make a phone call that you regret. Don't say something crazy. Okay, that's one.
You can absolutely type angry. Just do it in a Word document.
Yes.
That you don't ever send anywhere. It can be helpful to get that out on paper and say, but then like after you type it out or write it out, you'll be like, I
cannot say that. Yeah.
Or I don't even want to send it anymore.
Yeah.
So it can be very helpful and therapeutic. And also in the breathing, take 3 deep breaths into your nose, as deep as you can. Hold it. Exhale to your mouth. Just do that 3 times, and that's a physical response. It's your vasovagal.
Yeah, it stimulates your vagus nerve.
Yeah, and that, I mean, it literally, physically and emotionally will calm you down.
Step 2, so the E, empathize. So try to understand their perspective before defending yourself. That can also help. Like, that other cliche is walk in the other person's shoes.
This is a Haven's rule. This is there's 2 sides to every story and the truth somewhere in the middle. So remember that if they're upset about something, there may be some validity to it, even if they're 95% in the wrong.
So try to figure out what might be behind their frustration or anger. See if there are circumstances that you are not aware of. Definitely, this happens in our real life, right? Coop will say something and I get mad at him. I'm like, don't lie to me or whatever.
Right.
And then I go talk to you and I've misunderstood.
Right.
And I had to go apologize, which I hate. So try to get the information before you go on the attack.
Because you can't unsay something.
Make sure you've truly listened to understand. So not just to just listen to respond, listen to try to get the actual story, and then see if you can find any validity in their concerns. And this is just a reminder that most complaints are about unmet expectations.
Yes.
So they're not trying to hurt you or come at you. There was just some kind of miscommunication somewhere.
They feel like they didn't get what they paid for, what they were promised, even if that's not the case. And this is why we've talked about this in several episodes, why managing expectations is so important.
Yes.
And, defining scope, defining what is outside of scope. That's proactive work you can do to try and prevent this.
Yep. A, apologize. Apologize for their experience, not necessarily your actions. Unless you did something wrong. Like when I had to apologize to Cooper, I was wrong. And I had to say that I was wrong. Which, just side note, I think is really good for parents to apologize to their children.
Yep.
To say, I messed up.
Yep.
I shouldn't have done that.
Because we can get an idealized view of our parents, when we're growing up, that they've got everything figured out and they don't make mistakes, and, humanizing, like, I'm just a person like you. I have to make these same decisions.
And you don't know that until you have kids and they're old enough to kind of give that back and forth.
Right.
So, you can go through a lot with your parents or your kids before you get to a point where you understand each other.
Right.
Okay. So something that you can say is, I'm sorry, this experience was frustrating, or I apologize that we didn't meet your expectations, or I understand this situation has caused frustration. You know what I mean? You can word it, and now there's AI that can say what you want to say, and then it'll fix it up for you.
Yeah, I usually, if I've got to address an issue or realign expectations or something, it's usually a 3-step typing process. I type out what needs to be said, and then I run it through a few or one, AI, and then I probably retweak again.
Yeah.
I make a few. I'm like, oh, well, that's not quite accurate, and from whatever AI changed it to, and then I've got to go, because it really helped with the phrasing. I put the content in there, and then I validated and sended it down.
Yep.
So that's a great way to do it, because the way I type things initially is not the way I want to send it out.
Yeah. Yep. So just acknowledging emotion can calm people down. So just letting the other person know that you understand that they are upset can most of the time calm that situation from 100 down to 90.
Yeah, acknowledging and not invalidating.
Right.
Not saying like, well, I mean, that you're wrong.
Yeah.
Because you're acknowledging their emotion, but you're making it completely invalid.
Yeah. Next up is R, respond. You want to provide a clear, calm, factual response that focuses on resolution, not justification.
Now, and again, this is only happening because this wasn't done earlier, probably.
Yes. Yeah.
This is the proactive expectation setting step. So if that has failed, this is where you're but this is the process that happens when it's not done beforehand. So I just want to point that out, because it's the number one cause, I think, of customer, contractor, consultant, whatever, conflict, is that it's the expectation are not clearly conveyed. And regular communication is also a key part in that. And we talked about that in the early episode. So, if that's something you want to look at, go back to one of our earlier episodes and we'll tell you all about it.
All right. When you're responding, only address an issue if you fully understand what has happened. If there are other people involved in this situation, you have to go talk to them first.
Yeah, you need facts before.
Yeah.
Now, you can send a tentative response of, I'm sorry that, this is happening to you or whatever. Let me check with blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'll get back to you.
Yeah. Address each concern specifically, explain your perspective, if appropriate, okay, but we're not doing blame here. Offer solutions, not excuses. So focus on how you can fix the problem, not this is why it happened. And be concise and clear. Over-explaining ends up making you look like you're trying to justify and can make it worse.
And it makes you look responsible.
Yeah. Okay. Last part, deliver. Follow through on commitments. Whatever you say in this, it better be done, and over deliver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Follow up, make sure that you do everything that you've said that you would. Keep all of that communication, and then you can document how you resolved this conflict so that you can keep it for like your SOPs or examples or troubleshooting if this problem arises again.
Yeah, you shouldn't run into the same, you can run into the same problem more than once, but you should not run into you should not run into the same problem again and be just as unprepared as you were last time.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about responding to negative reviews or public feedback. So a single negative review is not going to kill your business, right? But especially if it's your first one, it can feel devastating. It can really, really hurt your feelings.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, it rarely ruins your reputation or takes down your business or anything like that. What matters most in these situations is your response.
Yes.
So a couple of reasons why bad reviews happen. So a genuine service or product failure, right? There was an actual issue with what happened. I'd say this one's probably the most, is a miscommunication or unmet expectations. If you go back and listen to the scope management,
Yep.
that will really help you. There's a worksheet on the website, just a outline to kind of help you with that too. Next is a misunderstanding about what's included. That scope management will also help with that.
Yep.
Sometimes the client's just having a bad day and they're taking it out on you. Rarely there's competitor interference, but it can happen, or personal issues unrelated to your actual service. So we're going to talk more about this later, but it happens, people try to take down your company because they don't like you.
Yep.
So I hope that never happens to you guys. Okay, so the best thing that you can do for your public response is to keep it short, calm, factual, and kind.
It's the grandma rule.
Yes.
If you wouldn't say it to your grandma, don't put it out there in public for your business.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so here's a response template. You can say, thank you for taking the time to share your feedback. So that thanks them for feedback, right? It doesn't, lay out that you are on good terms.
Right.
Sorry for your experience and that it didn't meet expectations. So you're sorry for the experience.
Empathetic.
We'd appreciate the opportunity to discuss this privately and see how we can make things right.
Don't have that conversation through the comments.
Absolutely. I think this is going to come up a few times, but always try to get it as fast as you can to away from public.
Yep.
And then reach out to us directly so we can resolve the matter. So the key elements: thank them for the feedback, apologize for the experience, keep it brief and professional, take the conversation private as quickly as possible, and show you care. So, and then you want to acknowledge specific concerns only if you know what happened.
Yep. Yep.
And you've talked to everyone, because the goal is to just have them remove it. Right. Or update it.
Yeah.
That whatever situation was resolved and now you love the company. That actually looks better than if there never was a negative review. If you
get a 5-star rating, it looks fake.
Yeah.
Like, you subconsciously, if you think about it, you probably gloss over 5-star.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not real.
Yeah. Like when you Google something and the first couple that come up, you're like, no.
Yeah. But 4.8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk to them.
Yeah. The ones that say sponsored, you're like, nope. And then you go to the first, one that's an actual business or whatever. Some things not to do are argue publicly, get defensive, use sarcasm. Sarcasm does not come across in writing.
No.
So please do not do that.
It just makes you look like a jerk.
Yeah. Do not make excuses or blame the client. These things make you look bad to prospective clients.
Yeah.
Don't share confidential details, and don't ignore the review or ask your friends to post fake positive reviews. That's not the same as when you're starting out asking your friends to make reviews. I mean, everyone needs to start somewhere.
Right.
It's much harder to get people to write reviews for you than I ever could have imagined.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just FYI, if you are having trouble getting people to write reviews for you, they forget, or they're self-conscious about their writing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it's just a hassle.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times did you have great service and it's like, hey, at the bottom of the receipt, there's a survey. How many times do you do that?
You just ignore it.
Yeah. It's like, I don't have time for it. You don't think of it,
Yeah. You don't think that your one review can make any difference, but in a small business, it sure does. It
sure can.
If you're listening to this right now, you should go leave a review.
Absolutely.
Share, comment, something, because we're just starting out, right? So, okay, back to it. Private follow-up strategy. Number 1, listen without defending. So let them explain their perspective, ask clarifying questions, and take notes. You should be taking notes all the time anyway.
Yes.
Number 2, acknowledge valid concerns. So identify what you could have done better. Even if that's saying like, I agree, I could have listened to you, or whatever.
I should have updated you more frequently.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Own your part, and then distinguish between legitimate issues and unrealistic expectations if that applies to your situation. Again, if you go back and look at our scope, that will help these things from happening. Offer reasonable solutions. You don't want to offer a refund or partial refund. I mean, that shouldn't be your first go-to.
No.
Because it can start a slippery slope where you're doing this a lot.
Yep.
You can add on some additional services or, extra product or something.
Yep.
Make sure there's a clear path going forward and that you now have scope documents.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that in a minute. Document the conversation. Make sure that you have notes about what you discussed. You save all communications, text messages, DMs, voicemails, whatever, and record agreements made. New contract, new scope, written. Follow through completely. Do exactly what you committed to and follow up. So these are basically the same as the herd method stuff.
Yep.
This is just when you're going public. Again. So this is all laid out on the website if you want to go download that.
We had a review, didn't feel like we met up to their expectations. That's what it was. It was, we hadn't received some information that we had requested, several times. And then there was some changes they wanted made after the fact that were from information not provided, and we were like, well, we can't do that for free. And we got some bad review kickback, and there was kind of a campaign with this person and their friends to suddenly leave a bunch of 1-star reviews, which we handle for the most part through Google and all that. But I mean, it was frustrating. It was like one after another, just 1-star, one.
Yeah.
And I was like,
They're not real.
They're not even our clients.
Or there was also just made up profiles.
Right.
Yeah.
The things they were complaining about were things that we ethically couldn't have done.
Yeah.
Like give tax information to not the client. And so we just put that in our response that, we protect our clients, data and privacy, and we cannot share this information with anyone but the client. But it was very, very frustrating.
Yeah.
It hurt.
Yeah. And it, like you just said, it hurts your feelings, and you want to tell your side, but that doesn't do anything for you.
No.
You have to, if you're responding publicly, you have to look at it from the perspective of a future client reading that.
Yeah.
And putting their self in the client position.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, if I was a client, this is how I would be treated.
Right.
So anyway,
it's a very delicate process.
Yeah. But if you go on the website, it'll line out how to do all this.
That's right.
Okay. What to do when people lie about you or your business? At some point in your business journey, someone may spread false information or start malicious rumors about your business. Now, this can be online or offline. It could be like a former coworker who feels threatened by your success, or a previous employer who takes you going out on your own, personally. It can be fired employees seeking revenge, competitors trying to damage your reputation, clients who didn't get their way, people who hold personal grudges, like we talked about earlier. So there's a lot of reasons why that this can happen. So, and this again, like the other things, like our main topic for today, this is emotionally draining.
Yeah.
They can feel deeply unfair. But the key is to protect your integrity and minimize collateral damage.
Yeah.
So this happened to us not that long ago. We were at a conference, and when we were in a session, we had a booth up, and someone took photos of our booth when we weren't out there and posted them on Facebook. And they put false information, easily provable,
Right.
false information up with that picture. So a friend of mine saw it. They sent me the picture, which I hope all of your friends would do, right?
Right.
Be like, hey, this person is telling lies about you or whatever. So I did what we're about to talk about. Step 1 is take some deep breaths, pause, calm down, and let the crazy pass.
Right.
So, of course, I want to freak out.
Right.
I want to be like, you're lying and I can prove it. And but you did all this stuff, but that's not going to help us or our reputation.
No.
So step 1, pause before you respond. I did that. A couple of reasons why you want to do that is if you respond too quickly, it can validate falsehood.
Yeah.
It can make people more curious. And sometimes posts lose traction, that just won't. And then this post, they tagged another company in it. So that company could have removed it, right? So there's lots of options. You have to pause and wait, and then step 2 is assess the impact. So in a minute, I'll tell you all the different things on how this goes with our story, but I'll just tell you some questions to help you assess if this is happening to you. So how visible is this statement? Is it on social media? Is it on a review site, or are people just talking like at a networking group or something about you? Who posted it? Is that person credible? Or is it just a crazy person,
right,
running their mouth? What's the potential reach and harm? So can this actually hurt my business, or is it just hurting my feelings?
Right.
Will responding draw more attention to this post than it would have just gotten? If I respond, is it going to make it worse? Can I prove they're lying? And is it legally actionable? So defamation versus opinion.
Right.
So if only a few people saw it, or the source is not credible, sometimes no response is best.
Right.
Sometimes like if it would have been in like a Facebook group with not a lot of people and no one had responded, no likes, it may be best just to not respond at all.
Right. Because a lot of times people that do this, they do this a lot. And they people don't listen.
Yeah.
Because they know that this person just flies off the handle or whatever.
Yeah.
So not responding, and people are like, yeah, that probably didn't happen. I've met Billy Bob, and he just hates everyone.
Yeah. And like if it's in a group, sometimes the moderators, will remove it before it becomes a thing. But if you get into it,
right,
they may leave it up.
Yeah.
So, okay. So step 3 is the quiet resolution. So this is if you believe you can get the person to remove it or edit it without escalating the situation, that is what you want to do. You definitely want to try to get them to remove it before anyone sees it.
That's what you did. You gave that private message cruise missile. It was like, hey, is this what you want to do?
Yes.
And they took it down immediately.
Yeah. So examples of that are, hey, I saw your recent comment, wanted to connect. I'd love a chance to clear things up. Now that's if it's not too bad, right?
Right.
These are gentle outreach. It looks like there's been a misunderstanding. I value our relationship, appreciate the opportunity to discuss it offline. Or I understand you were upset. I want to make it right. Can we chat privately? Same thing. These are all very similar. Take it private if you can. You're hoping that the person removes or updates it, right? You want them to realize that this was impulsive and maybe apologize for doing it or simply stop engaging.
Yeah.
The goal is to keep this quiet.
Yeah.
And hopefully remove.
Because threats can put someone in fight or flight, and they can escalate, even if it's not in their own best interest.
Yes. So if you have factual proof, like we did, and so your focus on the private outreach should be to briefly state one objective fact.
Yep.
One fact. Immediately pivot to discussing the matter offline, or like I did, just saying, please remove the post.
Yep.
Do not use threatening language. No, don't threaten. Threaten means someone wants to be defensive.
Right.
And the goal is to provide the person an easy out or to save face. So all they had to do was remove it and the situation was over.
Right. I mean, because my emotional response there was, I was like, because this person has done some really bad things in our community and to some people, and I wanted to go nuclear. I was like, I want to put everything we have out. I want to send it to everyone, and of course we didn't, but
but in the beginning, that is what you want to do.
Yeah, and again, it's a valid response. You were publicly lied about. It's okay to be mad about that.
Yeah.
Anger is a valid emotion.
Yeah.
It's how you handle life when you're angry that really matters. So I mean, you're going to be angry here. I'm still angry thinking about it, and I'm still just like I just want to explode, but that
won't help your business.
No, and it will feel good while I'm doing it, and then it will immediately feel like guilt, regret.
Yeah.
So it's a trap that your brain is setting for you. Mm-hmm. Don't fall into it.
Step 4, document everything. I document everything anyway, just because I love documentation.
I mean, that's how we were able to cover this one so quick.
Yeah. Screenshot posts or messages, save emails, record dates, times, witnesses, keep a simple factual timeline, keep any evidence that you have organized. Documentation protects you legally and emotionally, and it can convert chaos into clarity, right?
Yeah.
If you have proof that they are lying, in our case, I just had to say, I have this.
Yep.
Please remove the post.
Yeah.
And it was over. Okay, so you've done your 4 steps, right? You paused, you assessed, you tried for a quiet resolution, and you have documentation. Mm-hmm. So if those 4 things don't work, what do you do when a public response becomes necessary? So if this false claim continues, or it gains more attention, or it threatens your reputation, then, a public response would be necessary.
Right.
So you want a brief, factual statement, something like, it's come to our attention that inaccurate information has been shared about our company. We'd like to clarify that whatever this is, we remain committed to our clients and standards that define our work.
Yep.
You don't want to add fuel to the fire. Like if you give a boring fact statement, then no one cares.
There's no tea there.
Right. I mean, of course you want to be emotional and you want to lay it all out there, but that makes people want to read it.
Right.
So For serious situations, you may have to reach out to your clients directly or make a public statement. Only do those in the most severe cases. I know that it feels like everyone is seeing this.
Yeah.
Because it's so personal to you.
Yeah.
Most of the time, your clients don't know anything about it. So if you just go and start reaching out to the clients or customers or whatever, then you are drawing attention to this.
Yeah.
So if it is severe and you feel like you need to make a public statement or reach out to your clients or customers, I definitely suggest consulting an attorney or a public relations strategist. Even if you just do an initial, free call, they probably can tell you.
Right.
At least I think you should continue with this, or I don't think you should do it. Usually you can get that much from them.
Like, because I preemptively just shot, when that happened, an email over to our lawyer and was like, is there anything? And he was like, but by the time he responded, I was like, they took it down. He was like, yeah, I just leave it alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're going to bring more attention to
right.
it. So some legal options, if you have to go that route, are to send a cease and desist letter.
That was our next step if it didn't get self-handled.
You can report it to the platform or moderators or Google or whoever. Extreme cases, you can start formal legal action.
Probably for defamation or libel, depending on what the context was.
Yeah. And then file a police report if it is harassing or threats.
Now, document this, and it's going to need to be very, I think what constitutes a threat is specific. It's got to be what's going to happen, who they're going to do it to, and to be a credible threat for the police to be able to even take they could take a report on anything, but for them to be able to even do anything. So, I know that, they're like, I'm going to call the police, and that's not all. This is a nuclear option right here. This is only when there's actual physical danger.
Yeah. That's the one thing I don't have. I have all these definitions here, and what constitute a threat. It's the only one I don't have. So of course you do the one I don't have anything.
Hey, there we go. Teamwork, dreamwork.
So side notes. Okay, I'll tell you some of the stuff I do have. So libel is a type of defamation that is untrue and made in writing. Slander is a type of defamation that is untrue and spoken orally. Did you know that?
I knew libel, because libel a lot of times is in regard to journalism.
Yes. Libel is in writing and slander is orally. So I'll just tell you what defamation is.
Tell me about it.
Okay. So defamation, it requires that it must be a false statement of fact, so not an opinion.
Right.
Published to a third party, written or spoken. And caused measurable harm to your reputation or business.
Yep.
Critically, you often need to prove the statement was made with negligence or malice.
Yeah.
So there's all those different parts, 4 parts. So it has to be false, said or written to a third party, caused measurable harm, and was done with negligence or malice.
That measurable harm is going to be difficult to quantify, but
if you have the other ones, though, and it's pretty obvious they were doing it to hurt you.
Right. Ours was clearly, it was, and we had all of these pretty blatantly.
Yeah.
I mean, there was factual things that were made up, situations that never even occurred, and so it was, that one was bonkers.
Okay. One second side note to the side note, I have seditious libel.
Oh.
So in 1798, the Sedition Act made it a crime to print anything false about the government, president, or Congress. The Supreme Court later modified it to only if it was known to be false or they had reckless disregard for the truth when making it. So
I don't think that's a thing anymore.
yeah, it is.
I don't think it's enforced anymore. With our 24-hour news cycle, there's just nonsense everywhere.
So if you are like, well, they libeled me or they slandered me, you know, and you're thinking about a lawsuit, that would be monetary damages for harm caused by the statement, such as pain and suffering, damage to the plaintiff's reputation, lost wages, or loss of ability to earn a living, and personal emotional reactions such as shame, humiliation, and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the definition part of today's episode.
Excellent. I love the vocab section.
Just a little reminder in there that this content provides general business and communication strategies, and it is not legal advice or a substitute for professional mental health. If you're experiencing severe stress or anxiety related to conflict, consider consulting both an attorney and a licensed counselor. Again, not that this is legal advice, but there's a guide on the website that can walk you through these steps and give you some more information if this sounds like something you are going through. Okay, the high road strategy. So this is the goal here, right? Is to let your results drown out the noise. It's like the best defense is a great offense.
The best offense is a good defense. Isn't it?
The best defense is a great offense.
Is it? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So the best offense is a good defense. No? Okay.
So you want to generate positive reviews, share client success stories, and increase the visibility of your good work. You want to be doing this always anyway, so that if there is a bad review, it's drowned out by all of the good. And you want to focus your energy on building, not thinking about, people who have wronged you. And prospective clients, they look through that stuff, so if they see 10 people saying that you did a good job and one that's like not so good, it's gonna outweigh that.
Yeah, it's like when I go to look at a product on Amazon or something, I go look at the 1-star reviews, and if there's pretty consistent, like, valid things like came broken, but then if it's just like, instructions aren't clear or, wasn't what I thought it was, it's like, all right, this is user error. That's not as valid.
So how to protect yourself moving forward, have professional contracts or scope agreements, and put everything you will do and everything you will not do, so that way they can't come back and, well, I didn't know that this wasn't part of that.
Right.
Clear communication documented in writing. Make sure that you aren't just doing on the fly phone calls, that you have in writing when things are delayed on their part or your part. Like we said, regular collection of positive testimonials, build a strong online presence that you control, just keep everything that is aligned with your brand positive and up to date. And then something that can help you is to try to develop a professional relationship with an attorney or consultants, so that you can at least ask for an opinion.
Yep.
And they will let you know if this is something you should move forward on or not.
I mean, that's exactly what we did.
Okay, when to fire a client. So this can be very difficult in the beginning because you need clients,
And unfortunately, in the beginning, this is usually where you're going to acquire you're most likely to acquire clients that you need to fire.
Yes. Yeah, because you're just taking everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you don't know what the red flags are, but we're about to tell you.
Yes, we are. All right, red flags. Consistent disrespectful behavior. Definitely have had clients do that. Refusal to pay agreed upon rates. Definitely had clients do that.
Yep.
Scope creep with refusal to pay for additional work.
Yes.
Definitely had people do that. Unreasonable demands that compromise quality
Yep.
or legality. Values misalignment that create ongoing conflict. Greater stress compared to revenue generated. And one of the biggest things is if you have one or two clients that are unbelievably more stressful than everybody else, this is probably one of those clients that
Yeah.
you need to fire.
Yep.
And if there's ever a pattern of threatening reviews or legal action, just get rid of them as soon as you can.
Yep.
So, how to make a professional exit strategy? First, you need to review your contract. Make sure that you are following your own, steps set out
Right.
here.
Yeah.
What are your termination terms? If what notice is required, what obligations remain. You want to make sure that if you have a 30-day clause, you have to continue to that 30-day.
Right. And you need to put your good,
Yeah.
best effort in for the entire 30 days.
Yeah. If you have parts of your project still due, those need to be wrapped up.
Yeah. You should genuinely facilitate handoff to, whoever.
Yeah.
It's just going to be better for you. You can try and make this difficult for these, people because they hurt you.
Yeah.
But you're going to end up giving them all their stuff. You're going to end up, and you're just going to spend a lot more effort doing it and a lot more money. And it's going to give you emotional scars because this isn't the right way to do it. And this will be what will hurt your reputation or your business.
Yep. So put it in writing. Always put it in writing. Focus on fit, not fault. Don't say you keep coming in here complaining every week and I can't stand you. Don't say that. Just say, we're not aligning.
Yeah.
Offer a reasonable transition period. We have, of course, on the website some sample language, but I'll read it out here to you if you're driving and you can't download it right now. So after careful consideration, I have determined that we're not the best fit for your needs moving forward. I want to ensure that you have time to find a provider better suited to whatever that is. I'm happy to complete our current project and continue services through whatever date your contract says to allow for a smooth transition. I wish you all the best. So the keys are to keep it short, polite, and final. That was not a maybe, that was a we are done on this date, Yeah. And you don't want to vent your frustration. You just want to state the facts and get it over with.
Yeah. Go to therapy and vent there. Ending toxic relationships early, it can be, again, like you said, it can be very stressful in the beginning because you don't probably have a lot of clients. And early on, our first 6 months, we held on to clients that we should not have. But the minute I was worried about losing the money, because we were early on, weren't making a lot of money, and every penny counts. So I was like, it's going to be even more stressful losing them. I felt instant relief and never regretted the decision because I didn't realize the toxic toll that these people were having on me, making me feel bad about me for going well above and beyond scope for no additional cost. And that's you've just ran into a not good person.
Yes.
That's what's happened here. So you need to separate yourself from them cleanly.
Yeah, just get it, just cut it off.
Yeah, that person's not making you money. That person is costing you money. You will spend more money than they will pay you.
Yes, we talk about this in the episodes on pricing, but if you double your prices and you lose half of your clients, you're making the same amount of money.
Yeah.
So that
we're doing half the work.
Yeah, doing half the work.
And you're really making more money because you probably got reduced expenses.
And it's not just about the money, it's your time. If this client's taking up most of your time, they're usually not paying what they should. And you're going to lose the money from that person. But the time that you get back, you can spend on finding people to replace them.
For sure.
All right. We're almost done with this episode. Our quick win for this one is to create a difficult client response plan before you need it. When you're not upset, when you're not in the middle of it, get it beforehand. Put the heard steps in there summarized. Get yourself a resolution checklist, and then list some key advisors, people that you can call if the issue becomes serious. We do have that difficult client response plan template on the website, so you can just download it and fill in the blanks for whatever the situation calls for you. It's already mostly done for you.
Yep.
Our reflection question for today's episode is, have I ever escalated something that could have quietly resolved? We all have, whether it's in business or personal. And what can I learn from that? So, like we talked about a lot in the last episode, it's not a failure that you didn't handle that quietly, but there is something you can learn from it.
Right.
For next time.
Yeah. And there's a quote by Warren Buffett. It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. At Havens Business Services, we've seen every kind of crisis, from unfair reviews to full-blown reputation recovery projects. The pattern is always the same. Those who stay calm and professional almost always come out stronger.
Yep.
Your reputation isn't built in moments of success. It's revealed in how you handle the pressure.
Yep.
And that is with reputation and how you build your business step by step as the years go on as well. Difficult situations don't define your business. Your response does.
Yes.
So when you handle these challenges professionally, you often can build more trust than before the problem occurred.
Yeah.
Our core takeaway for today: you can't control what others say, but you can control your response. And that's where the real power lies.
And one little tool that I try and use, it's not always successful with me. I am the rage monster, but instead of looking at a difficult situation like this as, an attack or, a problem or a calamity, anything like that, is to try and look at it as a puzzle or an opportunity or a challenge that you can solve. Look at it. I mean, when I say opportunity, I mean, there's a video by Jocko Willink called Good. It's like 2 minutes. Go watch it. When bad things happen, it's good. There's good to be taken out of every situation, and if you just focus on the bad, you're missing out on whatever that was.
Yeah.
It's literally making the best of any situation. So it's taking all the good you can with reducing the bad, and just looking at how can I do that?
Yeah.
What can I? And then it's not fun, but it definitely changes your mindset.
Yes. And we did talk about mindset a lot in the last episode.
Yeah.
And we will in all of these episodes, because your mindset defines your life.
Yeah. The way you are looking at what's happening around you and the world and everything, that is the seed of all your thoughts.
Yeah.
Your worldview is the framework in which all your thoughts. So changing that perspective can change everything.
Yeah. Well, our next episode, we're going to address financial stress and money mindset, including why you should not buy that sleep number bed the moment money starts coming in, and how to manage money pressure without losing your peace of mind. If you got value today, you can help us by subscribing so you never miss an episode, sharing this with another business owner who might be dealing with a difficult situation, leaving a quick review if you liked it. It helps us reach more business owners just like you. We'd also love to connect. You can find us on social media at From Launch to Legacy or at Havens Business Services. Drop us a question. Tell us what you're working on. Send a win or just say hi. We love hearing from listeners like you. Until then, keep leaning in, keep learning, and keep building the business and life you've always dreamed of. We're honored to be part of your journey from launch to legacy. Bye.
Bye.